Hello, and thank you for joining us today. It was just over a year ago that we were in Nashville, one of the world's greatest cities for music lovers. Since our visit, Nashville hasn't stopped growing and creating. The following video is sure to get you excited, and you'll see why we love Nashville so much. Without further ado, I'll pass you over to our friend at Visit Music City. Over to you, Laurel.
Nashville was on a roll with 9+ years of record-breaking double-digit growth, and we had the fastest growing demand of any of the top 25 U.S. markets before COVID-19 hit. And we are poised to rebound quickly when travel opens back up again. As you can see, named Best Places to Travel in 2021 by Travel and Leisure, and some great accolades from the UK press. So we know our friends from the UK are ready to come back and see us. And when that time is right, Nashville is centrally located, easily accessible, direct flight service from British Airways from London Heathrow. We've got a 6-hour time difference. But what really is so great about our location is we've got a driving distance. Over 40% of the U.S. population is within 600 miles. You can easily get from Nashville to other destinations around the southern region to enjoy everything the Travel South region has to offer. When you're ready to travel, Nashville is ready to welcome you back safely. We put together a Good to Go initiative early on in the pandemic in cooperation with Vanderbilt Health, Ryman Hospitality Properties, to help businesses implement health and safety guidelines. So in advance of your trip, you can jump on visitmusiccity.com/good-to-go to check out all the local businesses that have got your safety and well-being at the top of their priority list. We've got over 700 participating businesses in all sectors across the city. And because of this robust health and safety program, Nashville is so thrilled to announce that we've been named a Safe Travels Destination by the World Travel and Tourism Council. So Nashville is one of only 3 destinations so far in the United States to achieve that designation. So we've missed our friends from the UK, and when you are ready, we are ready for you to come on back and see us.
Play on It Like It's your biggest hit record.
Well, you've been away. We've been busy.
Designing.
Oh, let me try that one on.
And writing.
And cooking.
And recording. Come on back. Whenever you're ready.
And creating.
Come on back.
And creating.
Any time of year.
And creating.
Come on back. We're holding steady.
And creating.
Come on back.
And still hot.
We'll be right here.
So come on back to the one place that never gets old.
And always feels like new.
Come on back. Come on back.
Come on back. Come on back.
Come on back.
I can't help but dance along to that. I just love that song. It was written originally for that ad spot, and as you can see, Nashville is ready to welcome our visitors back. So from our very beginnings, Nashville grew from a foundation built on music. It has truly been the common thread connecting the life of the city and its people. So our visitors have ventured here to experience that music. And all the music of all genres is written, recorded, and performed in Nashville. And our iconic attractions and our live music scene really tell that story. So the story of how Nashville became Music City started at the Ryman Auditorium. And today, the Ryman celebrates 129 years as one of the most famous concert venues in America, where stars that can normally sell out a stadium or an arena perform in this 2,000-seat, very intimate venue. All of that stained glass and the curved wood inside create a pristine acoustic environment. And so the Ryman hallowed ground for the artists that play it and for the visitors who come to the city. There's no better place in Nashville to experience a concert, music of all genres throughout the year. So be sure to check out the Ryman concert calendar when planning a trip to Nashville. And also book a daytime tour to experience the history of this building. The soul of Nashville really is encompassed in that daytime tour experience. So the Ryman Auditorium is on top of the must-see list. The Grand Ole Opry spent over 30 years at the Ryman Auditorium and is still staged live every week from the Grand Ole Opry House, which is located about 7 miles outside of the downtown area. The Opry is America's longest running radio show and has been in continuous production for more than 95 years. So in 95 years, the Opry has never missed a Saturday night. Despite what was going on in the world, even the pandemic, the Opry did not miss a Saturday night, and they've been welcoming live audiences back in the Opry since October. They showcase the past, the present, and the future of country music. So you really can experience history in the making as part of a live audience on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday nights. And they also offer backstage tours daily. So the modern day empire of Music Row is a collection of recording studios, record labels, entertainment, and management offices. Populates the area around 16th and 17th Avenue South, about a mile from the downtown Nashville core. RCA Studio B, pictured here. This is Nashville's legendary recording studio, one of the most important recording studios in the history of music. It was the birthplace of the Nashville sound. Built in 1957, more than 35,000 songs were brought to life by Studio B Magic, including more than 1,000 American hits, 40 million selling singles, and over 200 Elvis Presley recordings. So tours depart daily from the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum, and have to go see Studio B when you're in Nashville, just to hear just the rich legacy and history of live music in Nashville, recorded music in Nashville. Nashville has also long been known as the songwriting capital of the world. So songwriters from all over the world come to Music City to learn the art of songwriting and to share their stories. The famous Bluebird Cafe shown here, it was shown on the Nashville television show a lot. It's gained a lot of popularity since that show aired. But this venue showcases songwriters performing their original music in an intimate, in the round setting that you see pictured there, that was created in Nashville. So this format allows them to share their stories and the inspirations behind their songs and how their songs go from something scratched out on a cocktail napkin to something that we hear on the radio. So you've got to definitely check out the Bluebird Cafe when you come to Nashville. So a few years ago, we created a film about this very important force in music, the Nashville songwriter. It all begins with a song, tells their story in a way that it has never been told. It's now available to stream on Amazon Prime, and we're going to tempt you with this short trailer.
I'm the guy that wrote Try for Pink.
You Give Love a Bad Name. Livin' La Vida Loca.
Faithfully.
Grenade. Party in the USA.
Stay.
The Climb.
A little less conversation.
Live Like You Were Dying.
Got a little faith in me.
Change the world.
What Hurts the Most.
I'm one of the 3 people that wrote Jesus Take the Wheel.
I love that. So as you can see, music truly of all genres is written, recorded, and performed in Nashville. So we have become a hub for pop, rock, bluegrass, Americana, jazz, classical, and contemporary Christian music, soul music. Rolling Stone gave Nashville the title of Best Music Scene. Artists like Robert Plant, Black Eyed Peas, Bon Jovi, and Michael Bublé, among many others, have come to Music City to write and record. And names like Kings of Leon, Justin Timberlake, the Black Keys, Keith Urban, Michael McDonald, Keb Mo, Sheryl Crow, Jack White have chosen to call the Nashville area home. So many of those folks have been recognized at the Music City Walk of Fame, pictured here. It's a landmark tribute to those from all genres of music who have contributed to the world through song or other industry collaboration and made a significant contribution to the music industry with a connection to Music City. So this park is located right in the heart of downtown Nashville, right across from the Schermerhorn Symphony Center. So this is home to our renowned Grammy Award-winning resident Nashville Symphony. This building anchors the downtown end of the Music Mile, what we call the Music Mile. It is a symbolic stretch of roadway connecting the Symphony Center with the music district of Music Row, where RCA Studio B is, the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum, the Music City Walk of Fame, and the Bridgestone Arena. So that Music Mile really illustrates how the music of this city is the common thread throughout the business, cultural, and entertainment sectors of Nashville. And it truly represents classical music to country music and everything in between. So speaking of country music, the world's largest museum dedicated to music is the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum. They safeguard more than 2.5 million priceless artifacts, including countless recordings and photographs, stage costumes, instruments, and more. The permanent exhibit is called Sing Me Back Home, and it carries the visitor on a journey from country music's earliest folk roots through today, and concludes with an interactive Discover Your Country exhibit that will thrill fans of all ages. They also bring in lots of special exhibits throughout the year. They have many great opportunities to hear songwriters sharing their craft, people playing instruments, educational opportunities for students and for groups that are traveling to Nashville. It all happens here at the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum. And that's not all. We also have the Musicians Hall of Fame and Museum. The Musicians Hall of Fame and Museum honors the musicians from all genres of music who have played on thousands of the iconic recordings that we all know and love. So the exhibits take you on a tour of all the cities that have greatly influenced the music culture in America. So not only Nashville, but Memphis and Detroit, Muscle Shoals, LA, New York. And the Grammy Museum Gallery there at the Musicians Hall of Fame and Museum is an interactive exhibit that explores the history of the Grammy Awards and really gives the visitors a chance to interact with every aspect of the recording process. So a great stop to further that music knowledge. And even with everything we've talked about so far, there are more musical experiences to be had in Nashville. We've got museums that honor the life and legacy of Johnny Cash and Patsy Cline, George Jones, studio experiences that take you behind the scenes of the modern day recording process. So you get the history of the recording process at Studio B, but can go in, imagine recordings here pictured and listen to a recording being taped live. It's really an experience unlike that you can't have anywhere else in the country. So live music, we've got all this recording going on. Live music can be seen and heard every day and night of the week in Nashville. Over 180 live music venues around the city. But the world famous Honky Tonks pictured here on Broadway, they offer free live music 365 days a year. I did say free, there are no cover charges. But as I mentioned, we have over 180 music venues around town, from large arenas to concert halls and small clubs. So you can find all genres of music in Nashville. On Broadway, it's going to be country music, but we've got truly all genres of music represented. So it's easy to see why we're called Music City. So you need a place to stay when you come to Nashville. You might stay up all night, but you still need a place to put your head. We've got over 5,000 hotel rooms in the Nashville area and growing. There are options to fit every price point. Luxury hotels, affordability, boutique or business. We've got all brands represented. We've really had a boom in boutique hotels over the past few years, and these modern lifestyle properties like the Thompson, the Hutton, the Fairlane and the Bobby pictured here. They offer unique amenities, trendy rooftops, chef-driven restaurants, and exciting entertainment options. So we're very lucky to have an incredible, unique array of choices here in Nashville. And when we talk about hotels in Nashville, we have to mention the Gaylord Opryland Resort. It is a truly unique resort hotel located in Nashville, about 11 miles from downtown Nashville. So not in the downtown core, but this is for those that are looking for that resort experience. You've got acres of indoor gardens, world-class spa, shopping and dining, all under one roof. They do have airport and downtown service shuttle available. It's great for families traveling. They celebrate Christmas unlike any other resort, any other place in the country. They deck the hotel out in 3 million Christmas lights and do lots of Christmas programming and entertainment for those of you that might be traveling through during the holidays. But just a couple of years ago, they opened a new indoor-outdoor water attraction called Soundwave. So this is going to be great for those families traveling. Dedicated recreation zones for young children and families, as well as an adult-only section. So a really fun new addition to the Gaylord Opryland experience. So we've talked about the music, we've talked about the hotels. Nashville really is truly a well-rounded destination. We've got something for everyone. Shopping, Opry Mills is right next door to Gaylord Opryland Hotel. It's the largest outlet and value retail shopping destination in Tennessee. You're going to have an impressive mix of over 200 retailers at your fingertips. Also, the Madame Tussauds, only music themed Madame Tussauds attraction in the world, located right there, so you can snap a selfie with your favorite star. Art and culture, we've got that covered here in Nashville, from the Parthenon, where you can see the world's only replica of the Parthenon in Greece, built right here in Nashville, as we were known as the Athens of the South because of all of the institutes of higher education in and around the city. The Frist Art Museum, which is a wonderful institution. Actually, we are hosting Picasso's exhibit. It's the only U.S. destination to get that exhibit. They're hosting it right now. Truly exciting. And you know, Nashville's an art. We have an art culture that it kind of gets overshadowed with all the music, but truly it's part of our unique offering. And then Cheekwood pictured there, beautiful botanical gardens. So from art museums to beautiful green spaces, we've got something for everyone. And for those history buffs, come to Nashville, experience our historic sites and landmarks. Belle Meade, historic site pictured there. We've got Andrew Jackson Presidential Home, the Hermitage. So for those that are looking to dig into the history of the South, we've got some wonderful opportunities. And of course, we've been making our name as a sports city for the past several years. We have our own NFL Tennessee Titans football team, our NHL Nashville Predators. We've got a baseball team, and just started in 2020, our MLS Nashville Soccer Club kicked off. So we've got sports on offer year round. And what makes our sports story so unique is you've got the Bridgestone Arena hosting the hockey games right at the top of Broadway. And you've got the Nissan Stadium right across the river hosting the Titans football games. And you've got all that great entertainment on Broadway, all those wonderful attractions to visit in between. So you come to Nashville, you watch a great football game or hockey match, and then you spill out onto Broadway to celebrate, hopefully, the victory. So not a better sports city to be had. And with all that sports and live music, of course, we've got libations flowing here in Nashville. It's been said that Nashville is a drinking town with a music problem and not the other way around. So we've got breweries galore for ice cold draft beer, craft cider drinkers too, smaller microbreweries, larger tap rooms. Nashville's got it going on when it comes to breweries. Same goes for distilleries. We're known for Jack Daniel's here in Tennessee. Jack Daniel's Distillery is about 90 miles south of the city, and definitely a great place to check out while you're in Middle Tennessee. But if you don't want to go that far, we've got our own small batch distilleries here in town that you can visit. Same goes for wineries. I might not think of wineries when you think of Tennessee, but we have some beautiful vineyards here in Nashville, from Arrington Vineyards pictured there out on acres of land to the winery located at Belmead Historic Site. So we definitely have wine on offer. So we'll talk about what's new, what's going on, what's exciting in Nashville. While our visitors have been away, we have been creating, like the video at the beginning alluded to. 5th and Broadway, pictured here, is the most exciting new development to hit downtown and really will redefine the downtown experience. It is located right across from the Bridgestone Arena, pictured there, right in the Ryman Auditorium, steps from the live music on Broadway on one side, and the hotels on Boutique Row, where the Bobby is located, on the other. So we'd like for you to enjoy this sneak peek from 5th and Broadway. Now I know where I'm going for lunch. It truly is Nashville like never before. They did a soft opening last week, so they'll continue to open up throughout this, be fully open by the summer. But this complex offers just a really outstanding collection of shopping, dining, culture, and entertainment right in the heart of Broadway, setting the backdrop for a neighborhood renaissance really rooted in that thriving artistic culture that I mentioned before. So I'm in trouble with all that great food and fashion just a few steps away from me here in downtown Nashville. But located at 5th and Broadway is the much anticipated National Museum of African American Music. It opened this winter and showcases the role that African Americans have played in shaping and creating all genres of music in America. So historically, Tennessee was the center of the Great Migration when approximately 6 million African Americans left the South, with all of their musical traditions in tow to relate to larger cities and other areas of the country. So with Nashville known as Music City, this museum will be the final jewel in the city's crown and will be preserving the history of America's soundtrack in a place where music is truly celebrated on a daily basis. So we are thrilled to have this new museum open and ready to welcome you when you come. So 5,000 hotel rooms are new or under construction right now in Nashville. And new hotels have been added to the skyline, including exciting brands like the Virgin Hotel over on Music Row, the Grand Hyatt, which will be anchoring another major urban development called Nashville Yards in downtown Nashville, the Joseph Luxury Collection, and the W Hotel over in the Gulch. So with all that new hotel development, we've also had 90 new restaurants, bars, and cafes opened in 2020 and so far in 2021, despite being a pandemic. And that's after 3 years in a row to exceed 100 openings. So the Nashville food scene has really been exploding. And you can find many of these unique restaurants by visiting our eclectic neighborhoods where you'll experience Nashville like a local. So we'd like you to come check out our neighborhoods now.
I feel like taking chances. I feel a lot like 17. I feel like windows roll down new city streets and cabs. I feel like anything can happen, laughing. You take me right back when we were kids. Never thought I'd feel like this. Like when I close my eyes and don't even care if anyone sees me dancing. Like I can fly and I don't even think of touching the ground. Like a heartbeat skip, like an open page, like a one-way trip on an aeroplane. It's the way that I feel when I'm with you. Brand new. Brand new. Brand new. I feel like a young John Cusack, like making big mistakes. I feel like for the first time in a long time, I am not afraid. I feel like a kid. Never thought it'd feel like this. Like when I close my eyes and don't even care if anyone sees me dancing. Like I can fly and I don't even think of touching the ground. Like a heartbeat skip, like an open page, like a one-way trip on an aeroplane. It's the way that I feel when I'm with you. Brand new. Time will always try to make us. Time will always try to make us. You remind me what I used to know. Like when I close my eyes and don't even care if anyone sees me dancing. Like I can fly and I don't even think of touching the ground. Like a heartbeat skip, like an open page, like a one-way trip on an aeroplane. It's the way that I feel when I'm with you. Like when I close my eyes and don't even care if anyone sees me dancing. Like I can fly and I don't even think of touching the ground. Yeah. Like a heartbeat skip, like an open page, like a one-way trip on an aeroplane. It's the way that I feel when I'm with you. Brand new.
Okay, thank you, Laurel, for the information there. That was absolutely fantastic. We were just, I was just speaking to Marco, and the list of things on for what to do and see in Nashville is just getting longer and longer. And we were back there, obviously, as you know, in 2019. Our guests had an amazing time. It was one of the highlights of their Music Cities tour. Just really wanted to know maybe some of your highlights. What's your favorites in Nashville? Favorite food spots? Favorite honky tonks, maybe?
Yeah, gosh, that's a hard question. And you know, as you can see in the presentation, I have a lot of new favorites. I feel like I can't keep up with everything that's happening in the city, all the new openings, exciting new restaurants, attractions. But if my favorite tour in the city is RCA Studio B. Absolutely think that is such a fundamental, important piece of the story here in Nashville. My favorite honky tonk, probably on Broadway, will be Robert's Western World. It's kind of a throwback. In some of the other bars, you get really music of all kinds in the honky tonks, but they're kind of catering to kind of the party crowd. Where I feel like at Robert's, it's really kind of old school country music. So I love that. There's also, on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, Acme, which is down at the other end of Broadway, closer to the river. They've got a really funky vibe. They bring in some new music, kind of a different spin. So, you've got plenty of like the party band, Southern rock going on. But if you're looking for something throwback, I'd say Roberts. Something a little different, I would say Acme. But what's really great about all the bars on Broadway, several of them have been there for 30 years. And then you've got a lot of newer bars that have that kind of celebrity influence. So you've really got something for everyone down there. And as they've grown and expanded, I mean, they've grown vertically. So every bar I feel like has, a third story and a rooftop. So there's not only a band in every bar, but there's a band on every floor in every bar. So it's unreal the amount of live music that you can find just on Broadway alone. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think we spent some time up in is it Grand Central Honky Tonk? It's on the corner. It's the large. Yeah, that was unbelievable. That was I think it was the best rendition of Purple Rain I've ever heard.
See, and truly, I mean, the musicians in this town will blow you away, and it's the ones that are playing in the bars on Broadway. There's so many of them here, and they're everywhere. They're playing in every restaurant, at the airport, in the bars.
Yeah.
It's not just someone playing the guitar. It's someone very, very talented playing the guitar.
Yeah, I think I was surprised to see there was even a Tootsie's at the airport.
Yes, absolutely. And we didn't really touch on the whole airport expansion in that presentation, but our airport is going through a major overhaul right now. And part of the experience will be bringing more of that local Nashville to the airport. So a lot of the local breweries and eateries are going to have kiosks out at the airport, new international terminal. We're really ready to see the international side of things take off here in Nashville.
Brilliant. And favorite food spot?
Oh, gosh. Can I just say, like, my very favorite food spot in Nashville? There's so many, depending on what you're in the mood for. I even kind of like have a hard time just saying what my favorite like neighborhood for food is, because one will be a breakfast spot, one will be my favorite, like, after work for a cocktail, another, just so many amazing choices. But I'd say probably lately there's a new place that opened up on West End called Jasper's that I really love. The same chef, and it's a woman chef. She has a great spot downtown called Etch. So her new spot's wonderful. I love all the Manit Chauhan. She was in our opening video. She has 3 concepts in Nashville. She's got the Chauhan Ale and the Masala House, which is Indian Southern fusion. She's also got an Asian fusion restaurant. And an Indian street food restaurant that opened up recently called Chattable that I really love. So you really can find food. Like, we're known for hot chicken, of course, and I'll say my favorite hot chicken is Prince's Hot Chicken. You'll see Hattie B's at the new 5th and Broadway development right downtown. They've got great hot chicken and really great, like, the sides that go with it are just fabulous, like pimento mac and cheese, really yummy stuff. But Prince's Hot Chicken is the old school. It's the original. Definitely my favorite hot chicken. So we're known for that. We're known for kind of Southern meat and 3 barbecue. But if you're looking for that chef-driven and more of a eclectic palate, we've got that on offer as well. So it's hard to pick my favorite food. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's all good.
We found that as well. We I think one morning we went out for breakfast. I was with Marco, and we just asked for a good spot, and obviously the hospitality over there is amazing. So a local told us to head over to East Village, and East Nashville. Yeah, so we headed over there, and we found this fantastic. I forget the name, but we found this fantastic spot for like breakfast burritos, which was it was amazing.
I love that. I love that the local person told you to go somewhere local. You know, that means that they're really tuning in to what's going on in the city. That's great to hear.
Yeah. And I think just in general, one thing that I was surprised with Nashville was how easy it was to navigate around. It wasn't, like, for example, the Nissan Stadium was at the bottom of Lower Broadway. We were just walking to restaurants, over to the honky tonks. Then we even headed over on foot to East Nashville. So it really was. I mean, navigating around was quite easy. We even picked up a couple of scooters. I don't know if they were on the street corners. So we didn't need to get buses, taxis anywhere, anything like that, which was fantastic.
Absolutely. And I think as the city continues to grow and develop, like some of these, I mentioned Nashville Yards. It's a few blocks away from 5th and Broadway, and it's where the new Grand Hyatt Hotel is. And it's like really bridging that kind of gap between the core of downtown and the Gulch. So everything just feels closer now that all of these developments are going in and really changing the landscape of downtown. And then you've got all these great neighborhood spots that are just right outside the downtown core, like you said, that you can get to on foot or on a scooter or a really quick Uber ride. So it's all very accessible. And I encourage people to spend time downtown, but really get into the neighborhoods as well, because that's where you're going to get that local vibe. And that's what's so special about the city.
Yeah. And I was also going to mention that we had a handful of guests previously who went over, you mentioned it briefly in the presentation, to the Jack Daniel's Distillery. But since then, and Marco, I know you've done some research, there's quite a lot of distilleries popping up. So even though they took that transport there, we probably could have looked closer into Nashville and seen what was there on one of their days of leisure. So.
You can, and I would never discourage anyone from going to Jack Daniel's. It's like stepping back in time. It's the world's most widely distributed whiskey brand, and it's located in this tiny little hamlet in Middle Tennessee, which, it's an experience for sure. But yes, we do have great local options as well. The Nelson Greenbrier Distillery is over in Marathon Village, just north of downtown. It's really cool. And their story is generations in the making. So some really great storytelling to go along with the great whiskey. So we've got plenty of that. Same for breweries, cideries, even a few wineries. So we've definitely got that on offer. You can do tours that take you into several different stops along the way. But yeah, definitely get that the libations are flowing in Nashville.
I love that term, libations. The other thing as well I was going to touch on is obviously the group or the guests that we have coming over. They have they've got independent time where they want to go off and do their own thing. There's various things where we will be offering music attraction passes. They can go and see Johnny Cash Museum and everything new that's in Nashville. But there's also an all-access pass. That's something maybe they'd be interested in.
Yes, we sell an attraction discount, a bundled discount ticket called the Total Access Pass that will give them access to one of four different attractions on a very comprehensive. So whether they're looking to hit a historic site or do something more family focused, or go to an art museum, it's all included there for them to kind of have their choice and spend their time as they see fit. But the walkability, like you mentioned, of downtown Nashville, that free time can get gobbled up really quickly because you've got all this great live music coming at you. You just want to pop in and sit down and listen to some great live music. But all these museums, Johnny Cash, Patsy Cline, you've got the Country Music Hall of Fame, the Musicians Hall of Fame, you've got the new National Museum of African American Music. Truly all right there that you can walk to, the Ryman Auditorium. So yeah, they'll have no trouble filling that free time, which is why they need to stay here longer. So yeah.
I know. Yeah, we've already been inundated with calls and emails for guests to extend their stay. So it's something that we will be offering.
That's what we love to hear, and we're here to assist in any way that we can.
It's all good. Yeah, brilliant. Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time today.
Oh my gosh, it was fun. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, and I mentioned earlier on as well that I've already booked my flights to come back. I should be there September, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, looking forward to meeting you in person, hopefully.
Brilliant. Thanks, Laurel.
Okay, thanks,
Cheers, Laurel.
guys.
Cheers. Bye.